G'day, g'day. Gonna wait for a while, see some people join. While I'm waiting, just chat a bit and look at the news stream, and have a look at what we can do. I hope everyone's having an okay time and are enjoying their weekend. Hello, those who are watching me. G7 forces, G7 leaders join forces to tackle China's growing hold over countries. Okay. Will it work? Tackle China. If you have a question, please feel free to type it. Hi, Debbie Fitzsimmons. Hi, Beverly Spencer. Hi, Melinda Ducha. Just if you've got a question, you can post it there. I will more likely see it if it's in uppercase and with an emoji attached. So, thanks, sweetheart.
You're welcome.
Hi, Clarence. Okay. Someone says, hi, hubby.
Hello, people. Thank you.
He says, thank you.
Nice.
Jeffrey Edelston's died.
Yes, that was a while ago, sweetie.
No, it wasn't. No. Only like a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Day or so ago. Yeah. He's this old dude, really old dude, and he had a series of very young wives. And he got increasingly younger. But, he he didn't really hurt anyone or anything. And, he was a very good businessman as well. And so just wish him a comfortable, at least as far as I know, he'd never really hurt anybody. But Will Manchin and the John Lewis Equality Act. Okay, John Lewis Act. There's some speculation with readers that may pass as an interim. So, Clarence, I'll look at the John Lewis Act. Will that pass? He is more open to that, apparently. Hi, Renee Rogers. Hi, Moonchild. Julia Roberts pulling strings to get her kids into exclusive schools. Well, there's pulling strings and then there's outright bribery and fraud. So time will tell which one that is. Hi, Beverly Spencer. Hi, Greta. And as always, hello to the guys who are not in the chat who watch. I really appreciate that you show up as well. Wow, calls for Alex Jones' arrest grow louder after his $500,000 donation to the January 6th rally. Will Alex Jones be arrested? He's a smarmy piece of work. I mean, he could claim that he had no knowledge of what would happen. Hi, Joji. Yeah. That's interesting, Joji. Joji looked up the Australian whip bird, which I think we call a whippoorwill too. Hi, Uncle Dan. Thank you. Hi, Uncover the News. Will Bennett be a fair leader of the Israel party, please? Okay. Bennett. Leader. PM. Israel. You know, he's not a believer in dual state, like Palestinian state, Israeli state. But yeah, I can have a read on him, what kind of leader he will be. Joji, so I've got that written down. What's going on here? Oh. Okay. Hi, Jared. Sharon Snipe. So will Alex Jones be arrested? Hi, Ewart. Hello to everyone else who's watching too. And also hello and welcome to all those who watch later. I do appreciate that you know, hitting on the video to watch it later on. Please remember to put a like. Putin calls Trump a talented individual and laughs when asked if he's a killer. Hi, Wendy Kay. Hi, Pamela Bryant. Well, this is comforting. G7 leaders think a vaccine can be ready in 100 days for the next pandemic. There you go, babe. Yeah. The G7 are meeting.
100 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, was that what took them 7 months before?
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, they've got all stuff to work on, I guess.
Messenger RNA.
Okay, Trilateral talks with Biden and Johnson were really useful for Australia. So I assumed Australia was the other branch. Let's have a look at the trilateral talks and what it means for Australia. US, UK, Australia. Really useful, hey? So let's see what it really means. Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't believe in evolution. Yeah, okay. Okay. How was the meeting between Biden and the Queen? I think very good, Renee. I think that full of deference and respect on both sides. Relief on the Queen's side. What does Australia refer to us as? Canada. Yeah. I know why you call us down under. We're at the bottom of the globe, and, you know, down south. But no, we just call you guys Canada. Possibly if we're talking about you in the US, North America, should include Mexico in that. Yeah. So we just, the US or the US, Canada, or North America, including Mexico. Yeah. No, we don't refer to you as Northerners or anything like that. Just, yeah. Oh, Kevin Strickland, will he be released from prison? I got the word pardon going through my head, so he might even get more than that, but not that that makes up for 42 years in prison for something he didn't do. I think we've got enough to go on with. So let's get started. That's okay, Wendy K. Yeah. Mimi Rose. Merrick Garland. Will he really get justice for America? Yes, I think he will. But I'll have a look. Hi, Christine Thomas. Okay, let's get stuck into it. So, first question, G7 leaders join forces to tackle China. Will this really be effective? Yeah, sure. Absolutely bull dust that Barr, Rosenstein and Sessions each claim they were unaware of subpoenas sent during their tenure. Yeah, no, that's bull dust. They were aware. Something like that does not go under the radar of the AG. Oh, well, let's all put out a burst of positive energy for Renee with her job interview. Hi, Shelby Lisa. So, will the G7 leaders, will their efforts to tackle China be fruitful, successful? Hi, Pamela Bryant. Geez, it's a bit warm today. Are you a bit warm, babe?
No, not good. Oh boy.
Okay, so let's have a look at the present. Standing firm. They're determined to stand firm and create boundaries, create new boundaries. Okay, this is the present resolutions that they're coming up with, ways in which to do that. Their challenge is leadership. Lack of leadership in the past. Trump really torpedoed all that. So the challenge is to pretty much, hang on. It's a bit warm in here. It's a bit of a warm spot. Is to pretty much coalesce into firm leadership with, yes, that's great that Biden is back. It's fantastic that Biden is back, that Trump's out, but he did a lot of damage. Yes, he was. Raffensperger's family, yeah. So the challenge is to get over the past here, where the lack of leadership, work through the issues that fell apart when Trump was so disruptive and destructive on the international stage. He did a lot of damage there. And this is Trump. If I see him as a king at all, it's the King of Wands. Not listening to it, the reverse side, not listening to anyone, hot-tempered, you know. Yeah. Okay, so guidance for the future. Anxiety. There's still an air of anxiety about taking on anxiety. There's still some lingering anxiety there that has to be addressed. And this is reflected actually in the bottom card, which is the Six of Swords. There's still things to work through to get to the calmer waters that are needed. So what they have to do is find ways of addressing nightmarish scenarios that people are afraid of and the anxiety of taking on China. I'll do more on that. At the base of this is really feeling embattled. The feeling of embattlement, the focus is, and gearing up for battle. Okay? Gearing up for battle. So they've got to find a way to collectively deal with I suppose it's not their anxiety as leaders, but the anxiety of the people in their country. Hi, Catherine Chrissey. And I'll do some clarification on that anxiety card. What's the outcome? Like the potential assessment. Thank you, Ewat. Assessment. Really, at the moment, there's a collective anxiety of what can they do? So let's have a look at this anxiety some more. Judgment, people waking up to things. Assessing, betrayal. Honestly, what I'm getting from this is they're still not cohesive enough to really be effective. It's going to have to, they're still not all on the same page enough to be truly effective as a group. That doesn't mean that one country is not going to be more effective than another in their own dealings with China, but as a group, there's still some problems there that have to be addressed. In order for stability to return. Probably at least one more conference before they get it together enough. It's sort of like going to have to go home and work on these things and send memos and stuff like that. And possibly next year they might have enough together to be able to really stand up. But at the moment, it's a case of going home and finding out, looking at your own resources, addressing your country's fears, assessment. But yeah, honestly, as far as causing effective change this year, no. Lining things up, going home determined to do some homework and all that, that's what they need to do. I think they'll be in a better position in another year to do more. No, it's not really going to be that effective, the G7 leaders to join forces to tackle China. They have to go and do some assessment first, each individual countries, what they can bring to the table. They weren't really prepared this time around. Which of the, Eric, which of the Trump spawn will Trump blame or flip on first? Which Trump spawn will flip on him first? Eric will be the first thrown under the bus. But he won't flip on his dad. Ivanka or Don Jr. will be the first to flip. So that's that question. Hi, Sheila, Inquisitive Tarot. Hi, Linda Thompson. Linda Thompson? Is it, or is it Linda Thompson? You there? Yeah. Hi, Helena Harrison. Oh, there you are, Linda. Okay, next on the list, the John Lewis Act. Now, I'm not quite sure of all the ins and outs of this act, guys. So all I'm going to go in cold. All I know is that it's to help with voting rights. We'll get together again. Hi, Wildheart. Question again, please. Yeah, so we're looking at the John Lewis Act. Will it pass? So let's have a look here. Will the John Lewis Act pass? Mansions apparently looking towards that. We've got the Queen of Swords. It is coming up. But there's a real challenge here, and it's the same challenge as before. The Republicans, they don't want anything passed that's going to affect their ability with their voter suppression laws. So they're going to try. It's a burden. Now, the burden, it's got in the near future the 10 of Wands burden. But it's a 10, it's the end of the cycle of this burden. But one thing that's often overlooked with the 10 of Wands is it also can be viewed as, it's often looked at as a negative card, but it also, can also be looked as achievement. So this is, you know, if it was just yes, no, it would be seen as a negative card, as a no card. But this isn't. I'm doing the cross here. And the future here with it is achievement. At the base of this act is, of course, efforts to suppress voters' rights. Okay. So in the past, it's been blocked and blocked and blocked. Will the My Pillow guy end up to a hospital? Oh. Well, we'll have a look at him. Yeah, have a general look at him. Lindell. Okay. Uncover the news. Don't wish that on anyone. I'll have a look at his general situation. So the John Lewis Act, looking at it is going to be coming up for a vote soon, you know. In the past, it's, you know, the Republicans doing the same thing over and over. It's a real challenge. But there could be achievement at the end of this. Okay. At the base of the act is the efforts to steal, you know, steal votes. Walk away. 8 of Cups. I'm doing review with my cards at the moment. So that disappointment. Withdrawal. It's not looking good. Oh, there's Trump. I wish I could give you good news. When's it up for a vote? It's not looking good. I wish I could tell you, oh yes. But yeah, overall, it's not looking good. It will be stopped. Voter suppression will be stopped. I'm really hoping I'm wrong on the John Lewis Act. In fact, I'm even, you know, but it's not looking good for it at this moment. I don't know when it's up for renewal. Hi, Em. Hi, Deborah Costro. I wish I could give you better news on that, but it just, no, it's not looking good at the moment. Hi, Judy Malley. Hi, Bonnie Russell. Yeah, and I think that's what it's going to come down to. The 15th Amendment is that these laws are unconstitutional. And that AOC has a very big future ahead of her. I don't know about president. If it is, that's a long, long way away. She's got a lot to achieve before she goes for something so much. I do see her as speaker at some point. Hi, Linda B. What will it take for the John Lewis Act to go through? It's confined. It's confined. Magic trick, basically. Deals. talking deals, but at the moment it's so tied up. Maybe use another deck. I don't think another deck is going to help with this. Talking. But there is some hopeful signs here of talking, a deal. We've got stability again, but at the moment it just seems like I'm really hopeful that it will go through. It will help. Yeah. I'm not completely without hope for it, but at this stage it's not looking good for it. So sorry about that. I wish I could give you better news, but I'm not going to bullshit it and try to dress up the cards to be pretty. Oh my God, I'm up and get guns. Lara Trump, she said that. Oh yeah, no, that's not an Australian thing. It's an international law enforcement operation that has been, it's been in the news a lot here, and gathering up a lot of people in Australia involved with all this nasty stuff. You never have to apologise for missing something, Em. Never. But yes, I know the thing you're mentioning, it's part of a worldwide operation. A lot of cleanup here in Australia with it. We are, because a lot of it is based here in Australia, I think that's why we're taking the lead on it. But yes, it's going to do a lot of good, that sting. Okay, Alex Jones, he paid $500,000 towards the rally. Will he be in trouble over this? Lara Trump. That was a very silly comment to make. Let's see. Hi, Apple. Hi, Crazy Cat Lady Farley. Oh, Alex Jones. He's feeling anxious. He is feeling anxious. Oh my goodness. He is feeling anxious. Got the Nine of Swords, anxiety. Because past action. Being in on this deal. Supporting people. Don't you wave your triangle of terror over my coffee cup, Missy. For now, his immediate future, and his advice for the immediate future is to lie low. This is at the base of this, of course, is this effort to basically really steal the election, this insurrectionist effort. And he's really in trouble. And yeah, Page of Pentacles. Young, smart, no, disruptive. He wanted to be in there. He wanted to disrupt things. Part of the Page of Pentacles is manifestation. He wanted to try and change things, to manifest something, so he put his money towards it. Now, is he in trouble? He's certainly worried about being in trouble. And there's three swords here, legal jeopardy. Now, this is certainly going to lead towards a change of fortune for him. Something he can't stop. He's set in motion events that he can't stop, really. It's not necessarily a chain of fortune. It's setting in motion events he can't stop. So what is going to be the outcome here for him? In his immediate future, he's going to be looking for support. Justice. Ooh. Justice is going to rear its head for him. 9 of Pentacles. Thinks he's going to be sitting pretty, but he's in for deep disappointment and heartbreak. Yeah, justice is going to come up. He's going to be linked to the planning. Hierophant in the courts. Yep. The money, and it wasn't clean money. It wasn't all his money. It was other people's money too. Hi, Fern Robin Blank. It's nice to see you. Hi, Tarot Love Community. And there's justice in his future. He's going to be in trouble. He's going to be in trouble. He really should have stayed low and out of, but he can't do that. He's going to be in a bit of trouble. How much is, well, there's justice, certainly, heartbreak, humiliation, I think. The triangle of terror, yes. And then anyone ever caught their cat? Because of the 3 little dots. So Alex Jones, it's not looking the best for him. I think he's going to be in for a very, very anxious time. So that I need to check something very quickly. I always put the, what do you call it? The disclaimer up. I just want to check very quickly that I did it this week. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I did put the disclaimer up. I was a bit worried I'd forgotten it. I'm really humbled by that. Thank you very much, Tarot Love Community. That's great. Thank you. That'd be a shame. You don't want to lose any butterfly. So, okay. Hi to everyone who's watching, who's not in the chat, and to everyone who joined later to watch. I really appreciate it. Just remember, if you want a reading, you can email me at footprinttarot@gmail.com. Okay. Okay, next, what sort of a leader is Bennett going to be in Israel? I do know that he is not in favour of the two-state, the dual state. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's a complete a-hole. It just means he's not in favour of it. It could be because he feels that it's not really going to provide a solution. To me, separating into Israel into two separate states is not a solution. Well, it doesn't seem to be a solution, but I don't know a lot about what that is. And what it involves and why some people favour that. It just seems to me that would just separate the two populations even more. But like I said, I'm not overly familiar with that, so I'm not going to that's just off the top of my head, but I don't know much about it. So okay. So I don't know much about the solution, so I'd have to look at it more closely and all that. But that's what we're here for, is to look at Bennett and how his performance as a leader, what it's going to be like. I'm going to do a 7-card overview here. Okay. So Bennett, new PM in Israel. What sort of a leader is he going to be? Cards of the highest truth and compassion. He's got me providing clarity, insight, and objectivity into the question of Bennett. Now, the 9 of Swords flew out of the deck when I was shuffling, so I put it back in. If it pops up again, it's significant. If it doesn't, then it's just, I think people are understandably a bit anxious after having the other guy for 12 years. So let's have a look. 7 of Cups. There were several choices, but he was the one chosen. A bit of confusion. Advocate for change. I think there's still some cloud of confusion around him and what his real He does like to cloud an issue a bit. But I've got the butterflies. Butterflies are metamorphosis. They're a real symbol of change. But Seven of Cups is where he's at. He's still looking at options for cabinet, options for that. He realises there needs to be change. But he also doesn't want to show his hand too early, so he's quite a decent gaslighter. But simply him being there is going to be an impetus for change. Interesting. What are his current influences? Well, money, of course, but also here's the gap in the hedge thing, which Lena points out is often the propensity to repeat mistakes from the past. So his current influences are definitely, okay, he's been handed the opportunity to lead the country. It's interesting, this card has poppies in the foreground, which of course are a flower of remembrance of losses of war. He was the defence minister at one stage. He doesn't want to be drawn back in to a lot of old issues that have just been revolving. He's like, he needs to be put. He's worried of that, getting on the hamster wheel of, you know, the conflict. What's on his mind at the moment? King of Cups, stability, bringing stability to the region at the moment. That is chief, that's on his mind. Okay. His immediate future, the lovers, making deals, talking to people. There are 8 parties that make up the new government, and he has to talk to them and, you know, make deals, talk to the leaders, talk to the different factions. And I guess that this is where something, dealing in a little bit of a fog. So that's there too. That's part of it as well. At the base of this, 8 of Wands, and what he doesn't want to think about is he's got to make some changes very quickly, and he's not. The momentum is very fast. And he doesn't want to think about that, because I think he feels like if he thinks about how fast things have to change, he'll make decisions that aren't for the best. So he tried not to think about how fast things have to change, because he doesn't want that pressure. But it's always a little bit subconscious in his mind. Recent past, the Tower, and the influence, the recent past is the latest round of hostilities. That's very much on his mind and influencing him at the moment too, the destabilization of the area. His next step, to be a firm and strong leader. He knows he has to be that. He knows he's got to step up and be that. And he will. This is the next step for him, to be that. So let's have a look on the bottom, and then we might do some clarifying cards. On the bottom is the Lady of the Fountain, is Justice. This to me indicates that he was a good choice. They'll be justified in him being the leader. Three of Wands. He's going to institute some actions, some plans, and they will come back. There will be results from that. So, King of Swords. Ooh. He knows it's really important. This is the prosecutor. What's in his immediate future? Oh, here's the Nine of Swords again. Yeah, it's still a very anxious time. This is a new government. Remember how I said this flew out when I was shuffling? And I said if it was important, it would come back. Just in the immediate future, there's anxieties, and that's playing on his mind too. There's going to be some anxiety in the air around, and it's natural. It's a really important thing. But I do feel like at this time, he is the person that's needed. And he will establish some things, and he will put Libby. This is consequences. So the plan is consequences. Yeah, he's to make sure BB faces the consequences. He knows that's really important. Queen of Wands. This is his current influences. Intuition. He very much works on his intuition. He is fiery. He is passionate. And he is protective. And not just of Israeli, Jewish Israeli. He's protective of Arab Israelis as well. I do feel the Emperor is the next step is for him to be that firm, stable, a real figure of leadership that's needed there. And that's missing in Israel for 12 years. And I do think he's going to be okay. He's going to do okay. That doesn't mean there's not going to be missteps, mistakes, tension and some dissension and things. He's not going to be able. I think he's feeling the pressure, like they want him, the pressure to solve the Palestinian problem overnight and things like that. Well, he knows he can't, so he's just trying to put that pressure, that Eight of Wands pressure, ignore it, you know, and get on with it, because he knows if he gives into that, it could be not the best. Okay. Trilateral talks, US, UK, and Australia. Now, I haven't read the really useful for Australia. I haven't read the article. So, Bobby, just excuse me for a minute. He's so sweet. He makes me coffee when I ask him to. Sweetie, would you give me another coffee? I'll put the cup in the microwave. Okay? Yeah, I can. There you go. Oh, big hug. Oh. I got a hug. I got a hug. Oh. This is support. It means a lot that he'll come out and he'll make me coffee halfway through and stuff, and it means a lot. It shows just real support, and it's never ever unappreciated. How can it not be? Coffee is important. It's my sign. It fell down. I bought myself a sign a couple of weeks ago. I tried to stick it up on the thing, but it fell down. Coffee! So I have to find another way of showing it. Yeah, my whole area here is a bit of a mess, actually. So it means some, grand gestures are great and nice, but sometimes you don't need grand gestures. Just making me a coffee is huge. Thank you, Renee. Renee said it gives her the warm fuzzies, the feeling between us. You should see it. When we're having a not too good day and we're like, beep, 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 you wouldn't get warm fuzzies. You'd be getting the, holy hell, I don't want to be there. Yeah. Yeah. When it comes down to it, we have each other, and it's just the two of us. And
All right.
I've got a niece, Christine Thomas. I have a niece who lives in Asheville. Uncle Dan, are you in Asheville? My niece lives in Asheville. I know it's quite big, so in Asheville. She's Australian. She married an American, and she has 2 little kids. And everyone says hello. So, and she's got really, really long hair. Okay, the trilateral talks between the US, UK and Australia. Really useful for Australia, hey? So how is that? How is that going to happen? Gonzaga University. Miss her a lot. She's very happy. And, yeah. I don't know if she watches at all. If she does, well, hey. Yeah. Yeah, no, she's in Nashville, North Carolina. And, yeah. Okay, how beneficial are these talks for Australia? Going to bring about change. But, geez, that's not the best thing to start out with, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay. Hurricanes. I take it, Christine Thomas, is that during hurricanes you evacuate to Asheville. So that's not what I was expecting. On the bottom, this slow, the Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight, also Mercenary Knight, but legal. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad card, but it's surprising. I'm drawn to especially the two towers in the back, which are often seen in other cards. And the sun is lowering behind the two towers. And it's a narrow. In the past, built up a legacy. Trade. Corporates. A real legacy in the past. In the future, talking, group work. Three of Swords. What the hell did ScoMo do? Sharing agreements. At the base of this, the Three of Swords. Heartbreak, betrayal, letting go, but it can also mean letting go. And the outcome is sharing. Six of Pentacles. Is this about letting go? New opportunities open. You let go of some old ways of doing things. So, okay, they're indicating making changes to things in the past that have been profitable. But hi, J Cat Lady. Working on better deals. Okay, I think there was a feeling that, yes, there was a lot of success there in the past, but the feeling that things weren't as equitable as they could be. Hence, further talks. There's the stonemason working, and we've got the two other people there, the two representatives. You know, the stonemason is working and it's root working together, but striving for more equity, perhaps, which it looks like that could be the case with the Six of Pentacles. Now, at the base, we've got the Three of Swords, which it could mean heartbreak and betrayal, but reversed it also means letting go. Letting go of some things from the past in order to pursue new opportunities. Confinement. Eight of Swords. Wishes. Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Some restrictions. Justified. More sharing. Some restrictions. Could be lifting of restrictions. For free trade, but there's justice in the end, so it's all justified. I'm going to have a quick look at the she just said it would be really useful. Well, the article doesn't really say much. It definitely spoke about some changes, some things having to be let go. But there's definitely something restrictive here, but there's a sharing of fiscal burden, some restrictiveness, but wish, good things happening, and it's really the outcome will be justified, but talking together. Okay, I feel like maybe this clarifies it. there have been some issues that this ScoMo has felt had to be addressed. Where there may have felt like some restrictions being placed on Australian trade in some places. And there needed to be some changes brought about. And this was a good opportunity to do that. And he felt just justified. He went in prepared for this. So, yeah, I think the outcome will be okay for Australia of these trilateral talks. He went in prepared for it, and there were some issues he felt needed to be discussed between the three trading partners, and, yeah. Okay. Kevin Strickland. Now, this is the gentleman who has spent 42 years in jail for something he did not do. Will he be now the question was, will he be released, or what will happen with him? I mean, his life has just been, he's 60 now, so he's been in there since he was 18 for something he didn't do. He hasn't had a life. Was he able to study or anything in there? No amount of, well, money will help him on the outside, but not going to bring back his life that has been stolen from him. I really hope that he lives to be well over 100. He deserves that, to be able to, you know. Okay. Kevin Strickland. I'm going to use a different deck here. I don't know. I really don't know much about this. Whoever asked me about Kevin Strickland, they might know more. If he was innocent and they believed in his innocence, there's no way they would have abandoned him. Missouri, hey? Joji, do you know if his family stayed with him, supported him all this time? And they've proven it. Two of Cups. Agreement. Strength. He is a very, very strong person. There's a very strong case. So I have the witnesses. Six of Pentacles, future. Money. This is more about, they've got the scales here. Three of Pentacles. There's certainly discussions about compensation. You're going to get compensated. Temperance. New balance, harmony. It was gaslighted, of course. The governor is ignoring his appeal for freedom. So that explains this. The next card. Tower. He's still got a lot to go through yet, unfortunately. There's hope in his future, but this is change. His life's been stolen from him. It's going to take a change for him to be taken out. Is the Missouri governor up for re-election next year? Who's the governor of Missouri? Because this is referring to them. Hi, Michelle Mabel. Mike Parson. Elected in 2020. There's definitely some change. Some pretty big change. Patience. And strength is called for in both in the past and in the future. Still confinement, and then the hermit coming out. Mike Parson. What is going on there? There's a big change that happens. For the moment, I don't see him being released. I've kept that tower out and I'm shuffling. What is this about? It's like there's a cataclysmic change, and after that, the hermit's walking out with a lie. Oh my goodness, Joe G. Well, I hope that justice in your case is prevailing. Okay. Hope that justice prevails in your case, Joji. Okay. Okay. What is this tower about? Mike Parson. I do feel it. Okay. Joe G. Leaders of your tribal nation suspended 3 top employees. Will the positive changes happen? What's your nation, Joe G? Okay. Menominee. Okay, I haven't heard of that nation before. Okay. Okay, let's see. Missouri governor. What is this tower about? Something past? abundance, protectives. What's the past? So there's abundance in the past. At present, judgment at present. Now, these are all, we've got the Empress in judgment, abundance. The Empress is in the past position. Well, that's wonderful that you were restored as a nation. Thank Judgment at present. Hidden influences. This is interesting because the Page of Wands showed up in the Strickland reading after the Tower, and the Hermit. I didn't mention it, but it did show up. So this is, to me, a whistleblower. Someone preparing to talk. Advice. You cannot stop the changing. Now, this is the Wheel of Fortune. These are major arcana, except for the Page of Wands. These are major arcana. These are big impact cards. Destiny, good luck, karma, life cycles, turning point. There's a turning point coming up, a change. And you can't, this is the advice kind. It's that you can't, it's not something that you can avoid, that he can avoid. Temperance. The outcome, possible outcome is temperance. Trip back to harmony. Moderation, patience, purpose. Now, this came up too. That was the first card in the outcome for Strickland. It was moderation, harmony. King of Wands. Battlement. King of Swords. Judgment and prosecution. Join to harmony. Possibly a new leader. He might have to resign because he's embattled. Out in the cold. Ooh. Knight of Swords. Chaos. Investigations. Can't avoid it. Oh dear. He's been a naughty boy. Be interesting. Keep an eye out for what's for Missouri. It's going to be a while before Strickland. I do feel he's going to get out in the end, and it's all going to be redressed. But it's going to take a while. It might be. after this governor's gone. He might have to leave. There's some high impact cards there on that governor. So that's going to be interesting. Merrick Garland, will he really get justice for America? I think you need to be patient with him. I really think that he's letting the DOJ defending Trump thing go to the courts so that it goes through one time and then he can say no. It's been tried twice. I do think that that's to establish a precedent so that no president can try and use the DOJ like that again. Legal precedent saying he's letting that do the work for him. Because if it's like knocked back in court so many times, he can say, yeah, that's it. It's precedent. It's legal precedent. It cannot be done. Be patient. He's not perfect. As I said the other day, he's only been there a couple of months. You can't expect someone to solve all the problems of a department as large as that in 3.5 months. There's things to work through. There's priorities. You know, I do feel that with that case, it's to prove Sheila, you disagree with me about his tactic with the Trump thing? I am considering holding some workshops. Michelle Mabel, some Zoom workshops. But again, that's something that I wouldn't be able to do for free. So you just don't know. Okay. It's going to get knocked back in the next court hearing. And I think that's twice. It's going to be like, he's letting that play out. He's letting that play out. He's letting, because it might seem like getting somebody else to do the work he does, but, you know, then it sets a real precedent. It sets a real precedent. If it's like, the courts have said this can't be done. If he just says, no, it can't be done, what's to stop another crooked president coming in and trying it again? Just because the AG said it can't be done doesn't mean that's true, sort of thing. So if he says, right, go through, take it to the court, the more it gets knocked back, the better. Then they can say, it's been proven in a court of law, we can't do this. Okay, let's see. Two of Swords, Crossroads, Queen of Coins. Dependable, generous, supportive. Okay, Two of Swords. Oh, yes, people are frustrated with him. And they think that he's doing everything. But dependable, generous, and supportive. This is the man. Okay? Seven of Coins. Lost opportunity, slow progress. Yes, there's been a couple of things where he's been slow to pick up on things and he's had some opportunities. But, you know, that doesn't mean that he's not making progress. He's just not making progress as quick as people want to. So this is the Seven of Coins reversed. I'm using the Woman in the Moon Tarot. I think this one is. The Woman in the Moon. Hang on. By Angela Dicker, who is here in Perth. Yes, the Woman in the Moon Tarot. She's done a couple of really great decks. If you want her information, I did post it on the comments page a while back. So if you go through and roll through, you should find her information. She does. She's located here in Perth, and she does send overseas. Okay, so lost opportunity and growth. So, what is shadowing this? Justice. People's thirst for justice. He is to stand for justice. Now, this is where I got a bit annoyed with Rachel Maddow. She's congratulating the Biden administration for taking 4 months to confirm a judge, a federal judge, where Trump crammed through a whole heap. But she's going after Merrick Garland because he's taking his time and doing things slow. It's a little bit frustrating. There's a reason. King of Coins, reliable, competent, and successful. This is upright. Yes, he was a bit slow and he had a missed opportunity, and progress is slow. But there is no reason to assume he's not going to do the right thing. Okay? Two of Cups, partnership, cooperation, well, attraction, yes, but this is about partnership and cooperation. It takes time to get people to talk. I'm zooming in on the cooperation part here. Okay. Do a little bit more on him. Star, hope, denial of reality. Okay. This is on top of the Two of Swords, the frustration of many people in their start, but they're denying reality here. They think that in he came and all their hopes, and now their hopes are shattered because they're not realizing that it takes time to clear out such a big mess. Remember, I likened it to treating a building with concrete cancer in its foundations. If you don't go through and treat each section carefully and shore it up properly when you're cutting out the cancers and all that, the whole thing could crash down on top of you. People's hope people hoped that it would all be solved overnight the minute he took office. No. It's denying reality then. The reality is it takes time. It's not going to happen as quick as people want it to. He is going after people who abuse their power and their positions within the DOJ. Okay? He is dependable, he is generous, he is supportive. And he is going after these people. Now, in this deck, the upright thing also says clarity of purpose. He's not going to come out and say how he's going to do things, how he's going to get these people, what moves he's going to make, and who he's targeting. Okay? Because if he does that, these people are just going to up and disappear or cover themselves or whatever, abuse their positions. So in order to get to these people, he can't be all open about it. On top of the 7 of coins and the missed opportunities, there is unrealistic expectations. Here we go. This is back to the star. Unrealistic expectations. If people thought that it was going to happen overnight, they weren't really being. Okay, on top of the King of Coins, 10 of Swords, endings and new beginnings. And ruin is in there as well. He is the person to bring about these endings and to renew the DOJ. Very methodical. And this is on top of the King of Coins, reliable, competent, and successful. He will do what he sets out to do. And the 2 of Cups, 10 of Wands, burdened, but it's reversed. Resigned to struggle, fear of rejection. Okay, resigned to struggle. It's going to take a while. This is not something you can just drop and abandon. If you drop a bunch of wands or a bunch of sticks that you've been carrying and abandon them, what is going to happen? They're just going to sit there and they're going to rot and disintegrate. No. Merrick Garland, money? No. No, he can't be influenced by money, Michelle Mabel. But he also knows he can't just drop the bundle and walk away, because the rot, that bundle will rot from within and outside and disintegrate and just fall apart. Last line, 6 of Wands, success, good news, achievement. Yes, people want that. And they will get that if they let go of the, if they understand that it's going to take time. Okay? There's no, this is upright. This way it's delays and misunderstandings, but it's upright. So you'll get what you want if you're patient and outweigh the delays and just understand he's not going to tell you everything he's going to do. Queen of Swords, reversed. Judgmental, suppressed emotions. So, again, people are judging that he hasn't done things as quick as possible. You can't clean out a department as big and as broad as the DOJ in 3 months. It's not going to happen. Okay? Ace of Cups. Now, this is on top of this is love, spiritual attraction, creativity. Okay? you're going to have to embrace the relationship that is there, which is you've entrusted Biden with your government. He's entrusted Merrick Garland with the DOJ. That is acceptance, okay? When I think about the Ace of Cups, it's also acceptance, okay? It can also be about creativity and acceptance. Ooh, interesting question, Michelle Marbell. I'll have a look. Okay, now, Hanged Woman with the Ten of Swords and the King of Queens. Suspended effort, readjustment. Okay, this is all about readjustment. Okay, changing the way in which things are done. Changing perceptions. And the last line, Seven of Cups reversed. Again, unrealistic expectations and disorganisation. This is what he's got to deal with as well. Disorganisation within the DOJ. So this really does tell a tale of people hoping for overnight change, but needing to be more patient and entrusting the people with them. Hi, Michelle Mabel. Thank you very much for that. So it's really important that you trust in the process and trust that, he might miss a few opportunities to address things, but the outcome is, this is something that's going to take a couple of years going through the DOJ and cleaning it out. You need patience and you need to understand that he's not going to show his hand in everything that he does. If he hasn't addressed indicting Trump or anything, it's for a good reason. It could be not wanting to muddle the waters. If he's saying, let them go through and try again in the higher court, it's because he wants to, thank you, Sheila, it's because he wants to be able to say it is legal precedent, it cannot be done in the future. It will happen, okay? Okay, Abbott. Let's have a quick look at Abbott. He's been a naughty boy. He's taking away money from education to build a wall. Hi, Flora. How are you? We should have hang on a minute. We should have a FaceTime chat or Messenger later on, sometime this week. Why don't you give me a text and we'll organise a time to have a catch-up. Okay? Just signed a bill. When they catch people coming into the board, they're going ahead and try to put them in prison. Yeah. Governor Abbott. What's going on with him? I might do a 5-liner. Past, present. Yeah, I'll do the cross. What's going on with him? Send me a message and we'll work it out. Yep. Abbott at present. Well, look at this. Changes happening. Karma possibly. Oh, judgment. Oh, I'll tell you what, this latest stunt, I suppose you'd call it, it's not going down well. He's taking money away from education to build a wall. It's not going down well. Biden in the past, he was, keen to get rid of Biden. But no, I don't think this is Biden. Again, that's why it always sometimes helps to just rethink things. In the past, he's felt he's kept calm, stable, still waters. That's in the past. His period of calm is in the past. In the future, magician. Oops, watch this here. Manifestation. Corruption. Money. Chariot. Momentum. He's got, out of 5 cards, he's got 3 major arcana. Manifestation of what in the future? American votes. Sleight of hand. Yeah. He's going to try and cheat. He's got some. Let's have him. He's going to try and cheat. Yeah. Out in the cold. It was judgment before, it's out in the cold now. 5 of Pentacles. Oh, with sunshine, lollipops and rainbows for him in the past, which, emotional stability in his future. Money, money, money makes the world go round, the world go round. Something coming out about money. At the base of all this, debate, conflict, tipping point. Tipping point. It was momentum before there, so tipping point. Momentum into a tipping point. Ooh, loss and regret. 5 of Cups. Confinement. juggling, trickery, manifestations. Oh, judgment, being called to answer questions over his dealings with money. Oh, thank you, Christine W. Christine Thomas. I'll have a look at those. Creativity. Yeah, this is, never hurts to, go back and review. This is why I go back and review cards a lot. Creativity is part of this. It's not just the Ace of Wands that can represent creativity. The Ace of Cups, being called forth to answer questions over creativity, money. Oh, conflict, debate, conflict. He's out in the cold. He's doing this to try and divert attention. What's in the past? This could be exposure. Votes. The Empress, of course, to me is American votes. Anxiety, exposure about votes in the past. Oh, stabbing the American people in the back. I think he is going to be in a bit of trouble. He might not be able to see out his term. Let's have it. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah, sometimes you've got to make sure it's not just an automatic response. If that's what happens in me, is I get a draw back and a voice goes, look again. Or, a voice doesn't go look again. I just get look again go through my mind. Will he see out his term? There's the Judge again. We've got on top of the Four of Swords, rest, retirement, sitting pretty, but tipping point. We've got momentum. Here's exposure again. Page of Cups, emotional news. Knight of Pentacles, need for legal representation. An offer he doesn't want. He might not be able to stay out his term. Wow. Okay. Mike Lindell. Will positive changes in the tribe. We'll have a look at, I'm going to make a quick diversion before Mike Lindell and have a look at Joji's question about her tribe, about her nation, and will this dismissal of these three people, it's going to lead to positive changes. Will there be positive changes with her tribe? was that cold snap? I feel really bad for not remembering. Was it before or after the election? Right, Joe G. Tribe. Hope. The Star, Hope, King of Swords. Investigation, prosecution. Seven of Wands, standing ground. The Moon. Things have yet to come out. The Chariot, but there is momentum towards that. The World, resolution. Yeah, there it's going to be, there's still a few more things to be addressed, a few more things to come out, but the momentum is there, and it's going to be some prosecution somewhere. But there will be resolution. Princess of Wands, that is someone talking. Ten of Pentacles, a new legacy, family legacy. The Sun, a brighter future. Yes, things are going to be better. February of 2021. Yeah. Honestly, there are a lot of Texans who will not forgive that. They will see it as a failure of their government. I think that alone would get him voted out, but there's going to be more coming out about it. Okay. I got the word kickbacks and graft went through my head. So, yeah. Joji, it's going to take some time. Had a lot of major arcana there, and that indicates time as well, but there's going to be some really high impact changes, but there's still some stuff to come out and to be cleared out, of course. So yeah. Now Mike Lindell, what is going on with him? Mike Lindell. Oh, thank you, Joji. I take it that that's your language that you put down there. Maek Wayanon. Thank you. Six of Pentacles. Deals, quid pro quo. He really sees himself as a deal maker. His challenge is he's getting shoved increasingly. He feels like he's being shoved increasingly in the background. Of course, he can't keep his yap shut and he's all over the place, but he doesn't feel like that. He's feeling like they want to shut him away, put him away and force him out of the picture. And he's felt like that for a long time. To me, it's like they're trying to stop me from telling the truth. So I think there's a bit of paranoia in there. Anxiety. He suffers a lot of anxiety. Base of this illness is that you know what, I do feel like Ten of Swords. I think he's going to have to bring things to a close. He's not the nicest of men. But what I see here is real illness. I'm not saying that he's preyed on, but he does, I think, definitely suffer from paranoia, high levels of anxiety. The challenge is the paranoia. Yeah, people are talking about him. This is his challenge. More anxiety in his future. A tipping point. He's not heading towards a good outcome. Now, often the swords are legal things, but we're talking about thoughts here. And illness and thoughts, there's a lot of anxiety, tipping point, confusion, indecision. He really does feel like the world is out to get him. He really does feel like the world is out to get him. Pentacles. It's the rest of the world that's corrupt and not him. Yeah, future, we've got the Hierophant institutionalized. It's easy to bandy the word crazy about. This guy does have a lot of mental health problems and he's going to need some help. I do feel with the Hierophant, he's going to get it. Strength, patience. Compassion, yeah. Compassion here. I do think he's going to get it, get help, but yeah. Good luck with your case on Monday, Shoji. Okay. Yeah, Mike Lindell is ill. He will get some help. That doesn't necessarily mean he'll get help and turn around and be a changed and wonderful person. It just there's a lot more to why he acts the way he does and why he feels the way he does. Yeah. Okay, Lara Trump. How much trouble has she got herself in? You think, well, the Trumps, they say something, you think, oh, that's it, they've gone there in a whole heap of trouble now. They're going to throw them in the slammer and lock the door and all that. And it doesn't happen. Just because somebody says something doesn't mean that it's automatically going to lead to them getting into a situation where really, you know. Hi, Mims. Sorry if I haven't said hello before now. Things take time. To percolate and to happen. Big hugs back to you too, Mim. I do feel that that comment has taken her from someone on the periphery that, is only of slight interest to it's put more of a whoa on her back. Put her onto a watch list, sort of. Where he's in the front room. You missed him, Michelle. He came out earlier and made me a coffee. So Lara Trump, how much trouble has she got herself into with this comment? Seven of Pentacles. There's definitely going to be consequences. There's definitely going to be consequences. What sort of a challenge has she put herself in for? Queen of Chalices. The challenge is to calm things down now. And sort of like it's interesting because this Queen of Cups, Chalices, she's actually on a rock in the middle of nowhere. She's like isolated. I think the challenge of her is to step back and distance herself from her comments, which is pretty stupid because she said them. She can't really distance herself from them. The advice is to lay off the grog. Basically, she needs to. She's viewed. She's viewing this as a minor celebration. I have to. Four of Pentacles, insecurity is what caused us to open a mouth out. The Lady and the Lord making a deal. Minor celebration, 10 of Chalices, family. The Earth Mother. Two of Wands. Strategy. The Holly King, that's the Hermit. Retire into the background. It was a misstep. It was a misstep. She put a spotlight on herself that she really doesn't want. She wants attention, but not that sort of attention. And it's she in trouble? I'll do the yes-no layout. Is she in trouble? Is Lara Trump in trouble? She's going to need legal help. Yeah, she's in trouble. She's going to have to, oh, yeah. She's going to have to walk away. She's in trouble. Queen of Thames, Queen of Swords, the Moon, still more to come out, Knight of Wands, investigators, Eight of Chalices is walking away, but can also be witnesses. Yeah, she's in trouble here. She's put herself in a tricky situation. So, okay, guys, I think we might wrap it up for today. Thank you very much for all your support and for the thumbs up. Hi, Pam Pierce. Sorry if I didn't say hello earlier. Yeah. And everyone, as you know, my normal wishes are stay strong, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay loving. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you in a couple of days. We'll do my Tuesday thing. I'll try to get it happening at 9 o'clock. It usually happens a bit later in the day, where we use Kipper, Lenormand, Sibylla cards, things like that. So look for me on Tuesday or Monday night your time if you're in the US. And yeah, love you all, and we'll talk later. Bye-bye.